Hare Krishna. So this very beautiful place is called Raval. And just recently they built these great big walls here. Otherwise this was beautiful wide open space underneath the banyan tree. There was nothing but these steps and that wall. We were sitting in open. And behind you could see there's a beautiful kund that represents where Jamuna used to flow. Still, if you go up on the roof, you'll see Jamuna way across the fields. But I believe it was 2010, there was a big flood. That time there wasn't these walls, so I saw Jamuna all the way up to this first step. So Raval is the appearance place of Srimati Radharani. Other day we went to Barsana. That is the living place of Srimati Radharani. Because you saw again we crossed over the river. So we're on the same side as Gokul. And Nanda Maharaj and Vrishabhana, they were very good friends. So Nanda Maharaj moved across the river to Nandagaon. Then Vrishabhana Maharaj, he moved to Barsana. This was just completely broken down place, first time I saw it. There wasn't even paved road, so somehow we came down the dirt road, we came to here. And we saw a tiny little temple of Ladli Lal. Just like in Barsana, also here we have Ladli Lal. Ladli, of course, means little girl, and Lal means little boy. So since this is Radharani's place, we have a beautiful song. Where's my songbook? Songbook. Where's Arjun? Oh, who's got the...
This was a book.
We're singing a beautiful song by Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, right. Ooh, way back 220.
Oh, yes, in the...
This is a beautiful song of Srila Rupa Goswami. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava कहते गोकुल तारुणी मंगल मोहिते गोकुल तारुणी मंडल मोहिते कुल तारुणी राधे जय जय माधव तमरती वर्णन वेशे हरिणी स्कुत वृंदाविपिने तमरती तमरती वर्णन वेशे हरिणी स्कुत वृंदाविपिने Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gokula Tarani Mandala Mohite Gokula Tarani Mandala Mohite Vanudari नवश से लेके ललित सखी गुण रमित विशाखे वृषभानुधारी नवश से लेके ललित सखी गुण रमित विशाखे Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gokula Taruni Mandala Mohite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mohite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Karunam Karumai Karunabarite Sanaka Sanatana Banita Charite Karunam Karumai Karunabarite Sanaka Sanatana Banita Charite Karunam Karumai Karunabarite Sanaka Sanatana Banita Charite Radhe It was nice in old days, hardly anybody came here. We would be here practically all alone. We used to sit right in front of the deities and sing this song and have the katha. You have to turn the speaker down, it's going boom, boom, boom. Who's in charge of the speaker? Turn it down.
उधर है
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Well, you can control it from here.
No, just putting it away from your mouth. Say something? Say something?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now it's all right. A little
good?
bit. Still a little woo-woo is there.
You have to talk, otherwise they can't understand.
All right.
Say something.
All right, so this is a very beautiful song by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he says, Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate. Dayate means beloved. All glories to Radharani, the beloved of Madhav. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Gokula Tarani Mandala Mohite. Tarani means young girl. Mandala. All the young girls of Gokula Tarani Mandala, Mohite, even they're bewildered. Radharani is so beautiful, even young girls are bewildered by seeing her beauty. And someone may ask, well, why Rupa Goswami is writing song about a young girl? He's a big pandit, he knows Sanskrit, he knows Bengali, he knows Persian, he knows so many languages. Why he's writing a song about a young girl? But this is not ordinary young girl. This is none other than Lord Krishna's Ladini Shakti. Krishna's very being we call Swarup Shakti. There's three divisions. Sandhini Shakti, by which everything exists. Sambit Shakti, we know the word Vidya that comes from this root, bit. Sambit Shakti, by which knowledge exists. And Ladini Shakti, by which pleasure exists. All these three are within Krishna himself. He's not like us where we're looking for something or someone out here to give happiness in here. Everything within Krishna himself. So Radharani is none other than that Ladini Shakti of Lord, not ordinary girl. Rupa Goswami says, Sanaka Sanatana Barnita Charite. Sanatan, they're representing the four Kumaras. And we know the four Kumaras, they've been brahmacharis since the beginning of the universe. Barnita Charite. Even they're glorifying the character of Srimati Radharani. But not ordinary girl. Even millions of year old brahmacharis are glorifying. So we're not talking about ordinary girls. So here we see on the altar, Shri Sri Ladli Lal. And just about 7-8 years ago, somebody made a new altar. The only place in the whole universe you will see crawling Radharani. I haven't seen any other temple in the universe where Radharani is crawling. It's the only place. So to understand about this Leela, we're going to have to go back many thousands of years. there was a wonderful prince named Sucharu. And a very lovely princess called Kalavati. And seeing that their qualities were matching, both sets of parents arranged their marriage together. Big fancy marriage was there. But most astonishing thing was after the marriage, they went to the forest to perform great penances and austerities, sleeping on dry leaves and dry grass, eating only berries that monkeys eat. This was most astonishing. Because we're thinking, after we're married, we think, oh, no more sleeping on a mat in the ashram, Now I get nice soft bed. No more temple prasad. Now we get puris and paneer sabji and street rice and halwa, gulab jamuns. But they were sleeping on dry grass and dry leaves, eating only berries. Even only the monkeys would eat those berries. This was most astonishing. And they did these austerities for many, many, many years. Finally, Lord Brahma, he descended on his swan airplane. And they bowed before him. And he asked them what was their desire. They said, we want to get the consort of Lord Vishnu, Lakshmi Ji, as our daughter in order to render service to her. Brahma was so surprised. Wah, wah, wah. Ordinarily, when he gets to the asking the desire, then everybody's got a whole long list. I want this and this and this and this and this and this. And then I want 90 days credit for the next year. I give this and this and this. But they were asking for service. Give me a job and a car and a house by the sea. Swami Jai Jagadish Hari. They're asking for service. Brahma was so pleased, he said, no, not just Lakshmi Ji. You will get the Mahalakshmi. Srimati Radharani, the consort of Vrindavan, Sanandan, Sham Sundar. She will become your daughter. And so it came to pass, according to some spiritual technology we'll never understand till we get back to Golok, because Brisabhanu and Kirtida are the eternal mother and father of Radharani. So somehow they merged into their forms. And again, seeing their matching qualities, both sets of parents arranged the wedding of Brisabhanu and Kirtida. And Brisabhanu had its capital here at Raval, just nearby to his good friend Nanda Maharaj. And they were always, mysteriously, they were always desiring to have a daughter. But no daughter was coming. They had one son, Sridham. He's the older brother of Srimati Radhika. But no daughter came. Many years passed, no daughter came. Finally, one day, it was the 8th day of the bright half of the month of Bhadra. Ashtami day. And Brisabhanu, now we can't see Jamuna. From the roof you'll be able to see. But Jamuna used to flow right beside this temple. I have seen it flowing here. With 2010 there was flood, all the way up to the first step of this temple. So like every morning, before Mangal Arati, he used to go take his bath, just like all of you. Early in the morning, you come to Mangal Arati, at least as long as you're here in Vrindavan. Your coming, I hope, is most wonderful. Mangal Arati and Krishna Balaraman are so sweet. So as he went down to the Jamuna to take his bath, he saw there was something shiny in the water. As he got closer, he saw that there was a golden lotus flower with 1,000 petals. As he got to the bank, he saw in the golden whirl of that lotus flower, there was a very beautiful golden baby girl. But Bhadra is the second month of rainy season. The current was too fast. He couldn't reach to that lotus flower. Then Lord Brahma descended. And he plucked that little baby girl from the lotus flower. He reminded Vrishabhanu of his previous benediction. And he gave that little baby girl into Vrishabhanu's arms. Parents were relishing the beauty of this child, but they noticed one thing. He knocked on the door. The Darwan opened the door. He saw it was Narad Muni. He ran to Vrishabhanu. He says, Narad Muni has come. Vrishabhanu was the king. He personally came to the door. Oh, Munivar, Padariye, please come. He sat him on his own throne, Virajiye, please sit. Then he took water and he washed his feet. He sprinkled on his head, everybody's head. And then the king sat at the foot of his own throne. Said, Muniraj, any seva for me? Any service? And Narad Muni said, yes. Do you have any child? And Vrishabhanu said, yes, I have one son. One son? Ha Maharaj, I have one son. One son? Ha Maharaj. One son? Ha Maharaj. All right, you bring him here. So Vrishabhanu brought Sridham. And Narad Muni gave all his blessings. He said, he's very confidential servant of Sri Krishna. You have to take care of him very, very carefully. Then Narad Muni got up to leave. But Prabhupada says the face is the index of the mind. There's some unhappiness on Narad Muni's face. So when he got to the door, then Vrishabhanu says, okay, Tero Maharaj, wait. Tune jhoot bola? Do you tell a lie? Are Maharaj, I have one daughter, but she is blind. I was feeling embarrassed to show her to you. You have a daughter? He sat back down on the throne. He said, oh, you bring that one. So Kirtitamani brought that beautiful Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radhika. And Narad Muni, he was lost in ecstasy for a long time. He couldn't speak. Finally, he controlled himself. And he said, because he knows who this is. This is none other than that Ladin Shakti of Lord Krishna. He was just lost in the ocean of bliss. When he came back, he said, I know how to cure this blindness. Now we've heard how Narad Muni is a very clever fellow. He always goes to this side and says something. He goes to the other side and says nothing. It makes a big fight between them. Now you're going to see the cleverness of Narad Muni. He's actually, if you want to cure this blindness, you make a feast. And you make this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. You get a big long list, all complicated preparations. And you invite Nanda and Yasoda to come, and you feed them, and this blindness will be cured. And everybody looked at this big long list, complicated preparations. You will not find the ingredients around the house. You will have to go to the market, you will have to go to the fields, you will have to go to the bazaar. Everyone ran hither and thither and thither and hither and hither and thither. See the cleverness of Narad Muni. Now he's alone with Srimati Radharani. He began to offer so many beautiful prayers. And Radharani smiled at him and said, what is your desire? He says, I want to see that Kishori Roop, that beautiful form, 13, 14 years old form. It's like you went in the temple on the left side, beautiful picture there, Radharani in her Kishori Roop. I want to see that Kishori Roop. So then, Radharani manifested before his very eyes this beautiful Kishori Roop. All the Astasakis also appeared in their Kishori Roops. Now Narad Muni, he's just lost in ocean of bliss. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Then he paid his obeisances and went on his way. Radhika Raman, 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 Radhika Raman. Meanwhile, they came back, they started cooking. They sent a messenger to Gokul to call Nanda and Yasoda. So Nanda and Yasoda came. And she had Nanda Lala under her arm. Because Krishna was born on the dark half of the month of, dark Astami of the month of Bhadra. Krishna Paksh Astami, Krishnastami. So 1 year and 15 days before. So he was just a little boy under Mother Yasoda's arm. And Yasoda and Nanda Baba, they took darshan of this sweet little girl. They said, she's so beautiful. That she's blind, it doesn't matter. She's just so beautiful, it doesn't matter. So then, Yasoda and Kirtida sat down to do their gossipings. And Nanda Baba and Vrishabhanu sat down to do their talking. Meanwhile, Krishna was crawling here and there and here and there, and he saw this beautiful basket with this black blanket coming out each end. We call Kali Kamri. That's a whole other story, but then we call Kali Kamri. So he crawled over to the side, he grabbed onto the edge, and he peeked inside. Now you've seen how Mother Yasoda, she paints all these little sandalwood paintings on Lala's face. With keshar, what do you call, saffron, and a guru, and chandan, sandalwood. That divine fragrance entered into the sesame flower-like nose of Srimati Radharani. I've described Srimati Radhika's nose just like a sesame flower. But one time on walking Braj Prikrama, we walked through the sesame field, and I saw the sesame flowers hanging on the bush like this. And if you see, one petal comes down and goes, boop, this little boop turns up at the end, Other two petals on the side come down bloop, like this, just like a nose. Yeah. So Radharani's nose just as beautiful as sesame flower. So that divine fragrance entered her sesame flower-like nose. Then Radharani can understand that Krishna Chandra's face is just in front of her face. You try to understand, they're amne samne. Even Prabodhanand Saraswati, he says, he's got one verse that sometimes little kataksh. Radharani gets a little sidelong glance at Krishna. All the superiors are standing there. Those who are envious of her standing there. So just only she can give a little kataksh like this. Actually, I think it's Kalidas or Chandidas, I can't remember. They have a poem that Nandanandan, he's walking through the streets of Gokul. And it's so sweet poem. You can hear with all the cows, you can hear the cows. Tickety, 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 ta, tickety, tickety, tick. You can hear the clack of the cows' hooves. Tickety, 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 ta. And Radharani, she says, everyone in Gokul, with their two eyes, they're seeing Nandanandan as he walks through the streets of Gokul. And I myself, I have to keep one eye on my superiors. One half of the other eye, I have to keep on the Nindikarniwalam, those people who would criticize me. So with only one half of the other eye, 1/4, I can get a little kataksh glance at Krishna. I'm only doing 1/4 offense, but getting 5 times danda. This Cupid is shooting his 5 arrows. So that's just, he says, by that kataksh, Krishna's flute slips from his hands, bloop. His mukut falls from his head, his chadar falls from his arms. He doesn't even notice. Just from a little ding, ding. Now, Radha and Krishna are face to face. Just imagine. And Radharani opened her beautiful lotus petal eyes and stared with so much love into the eyes of Krishna Chandra. So much love was going between those eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. You can take your finger and put it in and taste it. And Radha and Krishna began to laugh. And hearing the children laugh, the parents' minds were distracted. And they saw Radharani's beautiful eyes were wide open, looking into Krishna's eyes. And they thought, just see, this Narad Muni is so clever, he cured the blindness of Srimati Radharani. So they had a feast, so they were coming at noontime. So when do we have to fast on Radhastami? Noontime, This Krishna Chandra, he's really hard fellow, all the way up to the midnight. But Radharani, she's very sweet. Only half day we have to fast. And in old days, now they have big production going on here with so many artists coming and singing and this and that. But in old days, it was very sweet here. Because I went to Barsana for covered it all with marble and everything. And if you go on the roof, then you'll be able to see the kund that they made in memory of Radharani's appearance here in the Jamuna. And you look way across the fields, you'll see Jamuna. And the old pujari, now he's gone back to Godhead, Lalit Kumar, he told me that his ancestors, they found the deity of Ladli Lal underneath a kareel tree. Kareel is a type of tree very famous in Braj. You won't see one single leaf. You only see little green twigs and very, very sharp thorns. So that was behind the temple. But it's got very sharp thorns, so when the contractor was putting marble on everything, he just chopped it down. He didn't know that. He came, Lalit Kumar came and it was already chopped down. But when you go up your stairs, you'll see behind the dome, the tree grew up behind the marble and then popped out at the dome on the roof there. And is growing very luxuriously. And you won't see one single leaf, just thorns. They're very sharp thorns. The Brijbasis, they talk how there's 4 things that cause very sharp pain. Kata buru karir ko or badaroti gam, sot buri chunki or sahajike kam. We call thorn kata because it cuts you. So the buru, kata buru, the worst of the thorn trees is this karil, kata buru karil ko or badaroti gam. Now you think the sun is very strong, but there's a lot of mist in the air. And in the summertime, a lot of dust. But in the rainy season, all the dust is washed out of the sky. When the clouds part, the sun comes down like Lord Ramachandra shooting his arrows at the 14,000 rovers of the night. So in Brijbhasa, Gam means dup, sunshine. And we say badal, they say butter. They mix R's and L's. And butter roti gam. That sunshine that comes between the clouds, butter roti gam, that also causes a lot of pain. Kata buru kariko or butter roti gam. Sot buri chunki. So Tali wives is like our Dasarath. He had 4 wives. That's called Sotali. If you take a second wife in presence of your living wife, that's Sotali wife. That also causes a lot of pain. Sot buri chunki or sahajike kam. Doing business with relatives or in partnership. You read any book on business, there's sole proprietorship, corporation, private limited, now they have something, what's it called, limited liability company, so many things. And they'll tell you the worst business, every book on business will tell you, worst business is to get in a partnership. Always ends in a big fight. So this is a very special tree of Braj. And in fact, when they're in Dwarka, and whenever Rohini, because she also saw Braj Leela, so whenever she talks about Braj Leela, then Kansa's wife, Padmavati, she becomes very upset. Why do you want to talk about that old thorn forest? And he went into a little butter and they pulled his ear, they chased him with stick, they tied him up. Why do you want to talk about that place? So you go up there, you'll see that Kareel tree. Usually just before Kartik, it gets little reddish orange flowers. Whole bunch of, it's like a fountain. Fountain of reddish orange flowers. And then, after the flowers fall, little green berries come. We call tenti. If you ever eat at a Brishbasi's house, and they have this achar that looks like peas, that's tenti. Tenti, Brishbasis say that's their favorite, tenti achar. In fact, they told me, because in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, when Lord Brahma came back, he saw Krishna with a lump of chipped rice and yogurt, and Bhagavatam says phalam, fruit. But the Brishbasis told me that was his tenti achar. And this was the vision that Lord Brahma saw. Krishna was there with his blue lotus petal fingers, and this yellow mustard oil was dripping in between. That was a vision of Lord Brahma. So when you go upstairs, up on the roof, you'll be able to see this kareel tree. In fact, it's so famous, the Brijbasis claim that the Queens of Dwarka went to Braj one time. We don't find it in Bhagavatam, but anyway, the Brijbasis say. And they came back and they told Krishna, Bol and Tohela, Bachanantagari, Kari Lakata, Pani Kubakari, Deki Sham, Varupuri Tehari. Bol and Tohela. All the talking is Hela, without any respect. Oh, Deena Bandhu, Aja. Is it? Everywhere we go, oh, Deena Bandhu, Aja. Bachanantagari. The real word is Gali, but Brijbasis mix R's and L's, so Gadi. So, many of you don't know Hindi, so you're lucky. You don't know what the Brijbasis are saying with love between each other. In other part of India, that will cause a fight. Every word is a cuss word. Bachanantagari, Kari Lakata. Everywhere is this thorn tree, and Pani Kubakari. All the waters salty. Deki Sham Marupuri Tehari. We have seen your Marupuri Sham. Hare Krishna.